Hey, how's it going? It's Ollie here. So very warm welcome to this video. Would you like 25 ways to make money with your laptop? Well, that's exactly what we're going to do today. Every single method, I've given you a list of pros and cons, so you can decide if that method is for you. No business model is perfect. It's really about preference. Every single method I've included is stuff that I've either made money with or I've spent money on. So you know this is real world stuff, not nonsense like filling in surveys and crap like that. All right, so number one, the first way to run a business on your laptop is selling on Amazon. Now this is obviously my personal favorite. I thought we'd start with it. This is the first business model for me that really took off like a rocket. And what do I love about it? Well, you can use fulfillment by Amazon. You can send physical stock into Amazon's warehouses. They can store it for you. They can do all of the picking, packing, shipping, customer service, returns, and everything. And you can leverage their brand and their customers to build your business. It's like having a plug and play partnership with a massive company. Really, really useful, and things can take off. What about the cons? Well, you have to buy inventory. A lot of the methods I'm going to talk about today, you don't need to buy stock, right? This one you do, of course. Also, you have to deal with Amazon. Sometimes Seller Central and customer support can be a little tricky. And, you know, you're kind of at their mercy because you're selling on their platform. So you have to follow their rules. That's one of the disadvantages. Method two is another way to sell on Amazon. So usually we think of building our own brand private label, but this is arbitrage. Okay, now technically it's the same business, but it's a different strategy. So I thought I'd put it as like a different way to make money. What you do is you buy stuff from retail shops, online stores, and sell it on Amazon, right? So if something's on sale, 3 for 2 or half price, buy it cheap, sell it on Amazon for a profit. I've made tens of thousands with arbitrage selling on Amazon. You can start very small. That's one of the big pros. You can make cash literally within 1 or 2 weeks because you can just find something at a shop, send it into Amazon. There's no importing from China, and it can be extremely profitable. It's a great way to get started. However, cons takes time. You have to hunt around the shops looking for good deals. You're only buying stock in low quantities, so you're never going to get like 1,000 units. You can just send in and get the sales coming in. 5 units here, 10 units here. Also, you may have to deal with price wars. Lots of people are selling the same Lego set, the same, electronic or whatever. And so sometimes there can be battles to see who can reduce their price the fastest. Can be annoying. But if you can wait that out and be patient, wait for everyone to fight it out to the bottom, you can still sell your stuff for a profit. Great way of making money. Method number 3, email newsletter writing. Now, I haven't actually done this as a business, but I've paid copywriters to write emails to send to my email list. If you're on my email list, you'll know I pretty much email daily. I try and send value to the list, but every day that I don't send an email, I'm basically losing money. So sometimes I hire people to make up for the days when I can't write emails. It's a real demand for this, and so many businesses have a newsletter they don't send emails to. So the pro of this is there's no startup cost. As long as you can put together some interesting emails using their content and taking it down and piecing it together into something interesting, you can get started with this for free and charge people several £100s a month to send a small number of emails to their list. Cons, you have to do a lot of writing. If you hate writing, not really for you. And you have to do cold outreach to find clients. Like with most of this kind of work, you need to be messaging businesses and pitching them. And the more clients you want, the more of these cold emails you're going to have to send to these businesses. But it can be a very, very good way to bring in a few thousand a month. Method number 4 is going to be selling on eBay. I've done around about £50,000 selling stuff on eBay, as a business. It's a great way to make income. The best thing about it is you can start right now, right? You could literally just grab something from your house, stick it on eBay, make some cash, and then reinvest it and get going. One of the best things to do with selling on eBay is have a look at recently sold items to find out how much something can sell for, and then just try and source it cheaper. All right, so if you go into a charity shop, have a look at some of the items, look on eBay, see if it's listed on there. What has it sold for recently? If you can buy it cheap, sell it for a profit after eBay's fees and the shipping, then you know you're onto a winner. So easy to get moving. Cons, eBay customers are insane people. I don't know what it is about them, but it just attracts nut jobs, so good luck with that. Also, trips to the post office and customer service. You have to deal with that stuff with eBay. And so that can be a bit annoying, but still great way to get a little bit of cash moving. Maybe then you could move on to something a little bit more leveraged. Method number 4, social media management. So you could run a company's social media. Sometimes they do this in-house, but sometimes they don't want to. They want to do it cheaper and do it, outsource it to you. Pro about this, there's tons of work out there. Tons of companies' social media is terrible, particularly small businesses. So it won't be that hard to find someone who needs the work. Cons, again, you're going to have to do cold outreach. You're going to have to go onto LinkedIn or look for local businesses around your area and send them emails and say, write them a pitch really detailing how the work you do could benefit them and the stuff they're missing out on, and how you could increase their profits with your social media management. If you can make it worth it for them, they'll pay you to do this. Another con is, well, if you don't like being on social media, I don't like being on social media, you'll hate this. You have to be on there all the time, right? Managing the comments, posting things, creating like videos, photos, text posts to keep their account alive and get growth. If you hate social media, not the right business model for you. What are we on now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Method number 6. Digital marketing agency. So this is actually a really legitimate business model. So I run ads. You've probably seen my Google ads, YouTube ads. I run them myself now, but what I used to do is hire an agency. I used to pay them a retainer plus 10% of the advertising cost. It amounted to a few thousand a month, and I was with them for like 3 years. So think how much money they earned having me as a client, and they didn't just have me. They had like tens of clients, maybe 20, 25, 30. I mean, I don't know. They had a lot. And they grew to the point where they were managing more than 3 million a month in ad spend. 10% of that. Not a small business, right? You can grow this. You can start solo and then start to grow it. Cons, you need to learn the skill. You need to be good at managing ads. There's a few courses out there you can take to learn the ropes. Maybe work with some people for free, get them results, and then start charging and then get referrals. That's how you can grow. Again, cold outreach you'll have to do to get your first few clients, probably. Just emailing people, finding people who basically their ads suck, and helping them improve them. Another con is the business needs to provide the creative, the advert, the video. And sometimes businesses' creatives suck. So you'll need to teach them that that's really important and make their creative better so your ads run well. And then you can do the rest. All right, method number 7. Sell courses. So, selling digital courses, it's a brilliant business model. I mean, as I speak now, probably another 10 courses are being launched out there in the world of internet. Low startup cost, right? You don't really need a lot as long as you can maybe do some screen capture software. Don't even need a mic. You could use your laptop mic. You could basically make a course and sell it. High profit margins ish, because there's not a high cost of goods sold, and not high because you could make a course and sell it to 1,000 people without increasing the cost of developing the course. You only need to be 2 or 3 steps ahead of the person you're teaching to give them value. That's another great thing about selling information. What about the cons? Well, you need something to teach, right? You can't just sell hot air. It's got to be valuable. Growth can be tricky selling courses, particularly with ads, because in order to break even or make a profit running aggressive advertising, you need to be charging a price point of at least £2,000-3,000. So just offering a course, like with no coaching or anything attached to it, you can't really charge that price. So you might get stuck at 5 to 10k per month, but if that's where you want to be, I mean, can't complain, right? That's income. If you don't do ads, then you need to make content, which again takes time. Also, you need to use your face, right? Otherwise, why do people buy courses when you can get all the information for free on YouTube? Because people aren't buying information, they're buying trust. If they're going to buy trust, they need to know who they're buying from. They want to see your face. So if you don't want to show your face and build the brand around you, like I'm doing and have been doing for a while, then don't sell courses. But it can be an incredible way to share your knowledge, help people get results, and build an income. All right, method. What are we up to? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Podcasting. Great thing about podcasting is it's so easy. You just need a mic, basically, and then some kind of hosting. You could just chuck it on YouTube for free. In the beginning, low startup cost, can create a lot of opportunities and connections with the guests that you get on the podcast. Once you get bigger, your platform grows, people will reach out to you and want to be featured on your podcast. And then you can open up to the world of sponsorships, paid promotions, and things like that. Or maybe you could chuck some premium content on Patreon and charge your super fans for a membership to that. Can be a great way to grow a business. The cons of podcasts, the content has to be good. There's billions of podcasts out there. Most of them are rubbish. Okay, let's be honest. So it's got to be entertaining. It's got to be informative. It takes a while to build your audience, right? You're not just going to release a podcast and instantly have 100,000 listeners. It's going to be like your mum, your friend, your sister listening, nobody else. It might be like that for a while until you start to build an audience. It takes time. Also, you need a unique niche, something different, because there's loads of podcasts about every topic. So what makes yours different? Why should we listen? Something to think about. All right. Number 9, YouTube channel. This is what I'm doing right now, a YouTube channel. Can be great. Again, not a lot of startup cost, right? You just basically you could do it with an iPhone. I have a nice setup, but you don't need it. For the longest time, I just used a phone. And making videos is fun, right? You could potentially get fame. If you want fame, then you can grow it a lot and get fame. And you could grow it to get sponsors and ad revenue. So you've seen YouTubers who have bought these mansions and stuff, right? It's entirely possible. So what are the cons? Well, realistically, you need a lot of views to make a real income. Like, just because you have 1 million subscribers doesn't mean you can make a full-time income. It all depends on the metrics. How many views you get in, how good quality are these views, and what percentage of your subscribers actually stick around and watch more stuff from you. That all depends, will determine your revenue. And it's not always easy. So I don't do YouTube to make money from YouTube videos. I do YouTube to make more of a connection with you, to get you results. So maybe one day you might want to work with me. That's why I have like 10,000 subscribers, not 1 million, because YouTube for me isn't about making money from YouTube. It's about helping the coaching business and also just sharing cool stuff about how to sell on Amazon and other business ideas. But if you want to make money from YouTube, you need the views. Another thing is, because it's a medium that involves camera, your looks play a role. Now, I'm not saying you have to be super good looking for it to work, but people judge based on your looks and it will play a role. Now, there's outliers who, maybe don't have a face for TV or face for YouTube that make it work. But unfortunately, people are quite shallow, and that is just a factor. It's unfortunate, but it's true. All right, affiliate marketing. This is now number 10, I believe. What is affiliate marketing? Well, it's where you sell someone else's stuff and they give you a piece, 25%, 30% commission or whatever. Great thing about affiliate marketing, you don't need any customer service. You don't need to do any operations for the delivery. That's handled by the owner of the product, right? You can get really decent commissions. Some products you get 50% commissions for selling them. And you can get recurring revenue if people stick, and it's like a monthly subscription. I mean, you get 10 people on board, they might stay a few months, and you get paid every month. Cons: product owners can shut down the whole thing, and then you don't have any income anymore. So it's good to diversify if you're an affiliate. Don't put all your eggs into one product. Work with several. I make some money from affiliate commissions, but sometimes the structure changes, or the software might change, or the product might change. I have multiple that I work with, and they bring in decent income, but it's nice to have a portfolio. You're going to need to learn digital marketing skills, right? You can't just set up a Facebook group and hope to get commissions. Like, you want to build an email list, you want to start promoting something, make some content or something to get some affiliate commissions coming in. And ultimately, profits are going to be lower than creating your own product. If you own your own product, you keep more of the money. All right, we are on to, I believe, number 11. You'd think counting is simple, but apparently not for me. So, service arbitrage. What the hell is that? Service arbitrage. This is cool. This is really cool. Talk to business owners, find out what problems they have, and then find people who can solve those problems, package it up, and sell it. Okay? Great thing about this is you don't need to do the work. Right? The other people will be doing the work. You'll just be the middleman or middlewoman, connecting everybody and solving the problems. Right, so let's say somebody needs to start a newsletter. They need photos. They need a writer. They need the logistics and distribution sorted out. Well, you could find them a writer, a ghostwriter. You could find them whoever wants to make all the pictures and design it nicely. You could find them the distribution, and then you could charge them a monthly fee to have all this stuff organized and handled. Right? And then they just worry about getting the customers. You can deal with the delivery. You've arbitraged all the service because you've got everybody else to do it, but you're just the one overseeing it. Great way to start making some income. And like every business model, it's not perfect. What are the cons? Well, you'll spend a lot of time doing cold outreach to figure out, okay, what services do we need to arbitrage, and who needs what, and how do we find it? And also you're going to spend a lot of time hiring, verifying that the people you're paying can actually do the thing and deliver on the promises. Otherwise, you're going to get yourself in a bit of a mess. Number 11, mini SaaS development. So what is a mini SaaS? Well, it's like a software, but a small one. Maybe an app, maybe a Chrome extension, something like that. And, these things sell for like 10 to 30 to 70,000 per mini SaaS, right? And companies will pay for that. Like, a lot of companies need their own app, need their own mini software, and they don't know how to build it. So if you can get people around you that know how to build the mini SaaS, you can offer this as a service. It really works, but the con is you need to learn how to code yourself or hire developers, which costs money and time managing them. So if you can find a way to get some cash up front from the business who wants to build the mini SaaS, then use that cash to hire some of the people to get the project moving, that's the way I would begin to run this business if you don't have a lot of startup capital. All right, number 13, big SaaS. Right, we've done mini SaaS. Now talk about big SaaS. By the way, SaaS stands for software as a service. Big SaaS is massively profitable. Okay, so you've probably seen Jungle Scout, AMZ Scout. You've probably seen Active Campaign. Any software that you pay for monthly that has a quite a decent amount of support is software as a service. And like this is big business right now. This is a vertical that sells for silly multiples. If you want to build and sell a SaaS, you could get 5 times your revenue as the value of the business. Like, it's too good at the moment. Now's the time to build and sell one. Right? Probably won't be like this in 5-10 years. Maybe the next thing will be like AI software where things are going, or something else. Who knows? But right now, SaaS is really hot. I know people that have built and sold multiple SaaS companies for 7-figure exits. So it's great, but there's always cons. Definitely need a team, right? To build a big SaaS, you need a lot of developers. Probably need to code yourself as well. You need marketing to bring people in. You also need customer service reps to help with your beta users as the thing starts to get built, and to give ongoing support. And then you need to fix all the bugs that appear, continue to optimize it, make it better and better and better. And yeah, it's no small feat building a SaaS, but if you do it, man, it's crazy money. Not really quite like anything else. All right, 13. Did we do 13? Yeah, I think we did. 14. Domain arbitrage. What the hell is domain arbitrage? Well, it's where you buy domains cheap that you think companies will really want in the future, and then when they want them, you sell them. Right? So you could buy a domain for like 50 quid today that sells for 100,000 in a few months or a year. So potentially massive upside with this, and people have done this consistently. I've actually paid premium for domains in the past as well. People want domains, especially 1 or 2 word domains that are, really simple and memorable. What are the cons of this? Well, you might need a crystal ball, right? Or failing that, a way to buck trends, because who knows what domain is going to be big next. All right, if you can catch wave of a trend first, figure out the words, and then buy the domains that fit those words, then you might be onto something with this, because you could buy the domains you think are going to be popular and they'll sell. If you can't do that though, really it's kind of like gambling. You're just guessing which words might sell, and buying a load of stuff, you might just be stuck with a load of domains nobody wants. Last time I was looking at domains, there's quite a few AI domains that nobody's taken yet. I think there's a gap in the market there, but who knows? I mean, there's an element of risk and gambling to this. Okay, where are we up to? 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Trading. So, how do you make money trading? Well, the good thing about it is you don't need inventory and you don't need to show your face. And you can make a full-time income if you can buy stocks and you can learn the methodologies of how to create a balanced portfolio. If you can take the emotion out of it, and you have a decent system to manage your trades, you can make money with it. However, the cons is this is a real skill. If you don't have the skill, you're essentially just gambling and guessing which trades are going to go up and down, and a lot of people lose money. If you're going to do it seriously and learn how to do it properly, preferably from somebody who's actually doing it themselves. Another thing is you will need cash to put into the stock market, like thousands, ideally. Otherwise, the growth's going to be really, really slow. All right, what are we up to? I think it's 16. Yeah, 16. Dropshipping. This is something I've done a great deal of, actually. Incredible business model. Why? Because you list stuff for sale, the customer buys it, you get the cash, and then you use that cash to buy the product from your supplier and ship it directly to the customer. This means you need zero startup capital. The only thing you need is the site to list the products on. Could be Shopify, some people do it on Amazon, although that can be a bit tricky, or your own website. And you can run an e-commerce business without buying any stock. Pretty incredible business model. I've certainly made it work. What are the cons? Well, inventory management. You need to make sure if you make sales, the product is still in stock with the supplier you're buying it from. Right? I mean, I used to drop ship stuff from Amazon to eBay. So I would list a load of stuff on eBay and then ship it from Amazon to the eBay customer. Right? It was a lot of fun. it made me really decent money, especially the big stuff like fountains, garden sheds, summer houses. I'd make £300-400 profit per sale. But if the customer bought the product and it was out of stock, it was not fun. So a lot of just going through and checking all the stuff you've listed that's still in stock. Best to get a virtual assistant to do that. But if you can handle that and you can manage the customer service, keep everything organized, it can be really good. Other thing though is the profit isn't always great. It can be on big items, but because you're buying stuff, not exactly in bulk, you're buying one piece per time, the cost is quite high per unit. So you got to watch your profit margins with dropshipping. All right, what else do we have? 17, print on demand stores. So this is cool. All right, you could design a t-shirt rather than printing off 500 of them, having to sit in a warehouse and trying to sell them. You could list a t-shirt or a whole range of clothing and then only print it as you get sales. You can do this with Amazon, and there's other platforms you can do print on demand sales with as well. Pretty cool because again, you don't need any inventory. The cons of this is that you need to find a great niche. Okay, generic stuff, there's too much of it out there. Loads of people are trying to do print on demand, so you need to find a real niche. And the other thing is you need to find something isn't too easy to copy, because someone else, why couldn't they just come along and just make the same design as you and then start printing it and selling it and compete? So ideally this works really well if you have your own IP, your own intellectual property, and you could send a cease and desist to somebody else trying to sell the same thing. Therefore you're protected. All right, where did we get to? Number 17, online coaching and consulting. So obviously I do coaching, right? Great business, low startup costs. You really only need a phone to be able to coach somebody, right? As long as you have the knowledge and you can actually help them, then really you just need a phone. It's very profitable, of course, because you can charge very, very healthy fees. It's scalable if you do leverage coaching, right? If you have tons of one-to-ones, there's only so much of that you can do. But if you do group coaching, you could have 1,000 people on the program, and potentially they could all have a great time, get results, and they all pay a decent fee as well. Good business model. However, cons, service, right? The more clients you get, the more stress you're going to have. It's a service-based business, right? So ultimately, you have to make sure everybody's happy. That is not easy. Shipping someone a product is much easier than fulfilling a promise on a coaching program over several months, making sure they have the support they need to get there, right? It becomes very tricky when you have, 100 clients, right? You need to really offer help. You can't just make promises and not fulfill them. To grow a coaching business, you will need to either spend money on advertising or make content, or ideally both. Both of these things eat into the profit margins. That'll probably be your biggest expense, or take your time, or both. So it's not all just coaching. You have to get the clients as well. And you will have fixed costs as you get more clients, right? My fixed costs in my coaching business are about £15,000 per month. That's excluding advertising. So as the business grows, there's some real costs involved in keeping all the clients happy, all the softwares you might need if you start to do group coaching and host videos online and everything like that. Things really start to build up. So you need to make sure you've got a pipeline of customers coming in. Then you might need to hire salespeople. It's a whole business. But to get started, have a few clients, get a bit of extra cash coming in. You can do this very lean and actually make some income with it. All right, 18. Funnel architect. What's a funnel architect? Well, businesses want to sell their products and they want to create ways for customers to be guided through a list of sales. Buy one product, have a potential upsell, maybe a one-click upsell on the next page, maybe a bump, maybe cross-sells to other things. Maybe they'll get an email sequence after. Maybe they get booked in for a phone call. Maybe they get sent a video series. Maybe they get sent onto an auto webinar, something like that, or a tripwire funnel. There's so many different types of funnels that businesses need, and you could be the person to create them. Great thing about this is all you need is a ClickFunnels account, right, and some skills. You can charge potentially thousands to build a really good funnel, and it could be a way to set up an agency and start making some income. Now, the cons of a funnel business is you need proof you can get conversions, right? Anybody can build a funnel. I can build a funnel in 2 seconds, but whether that thing actually works, well, it takes a little skill, right? You need to understand the product, understand the market, and you know, they don't want to spend money on advertising only to find that your funnel just doesn't work. So again, doing some work for very cheap, for free at first, proving you've got what it takes, learning as you go, then charging more as the business starts to ramp up. You get more results. That would be the way to grow a business as a funnel architect. All right, number 19, AI tool creation. Businesses want AI tools. Why? Because AI stuff just sells like hotcakes. Anytime you mention the word AI, all of a sudden, everybody's ears prick up. But we're interested in this stuff. So businesses want this, right? So it's probably quite easy to get customers if you make AI tools. However, thing with this is you need to learn how to actually build a unique AI tool that customers would actually use, right? And you need to add value, right? There's a busy marketplace with AI tools right now. Everybody's got the latest gadget. Some of it works, some of it's purely gimmicks. So you need to create something that's actually useful. Easier said than done. All right, we're on to 20. Kindle and Audible publishing. So this is a great market. It's like selling courses, digital courses, but way cheaper, and in some ways easier, because it's either text or spoken word on like a audio file, or both. And again, very little startup cost for this. It's quite profitable, right? You could actually get them selling consistently and have some income coming in without any inventory, so it can be quite profitable. The cons to this, though, is it's harder to sell digital products than physical products. If I have a really good physical product, like, I don't know, this microphone, it doesn't really require a lot of effort to get someone to buy it. You just have to explain why it's good for purpose, give a demonstration, people buy. With a digital product, like, when was the last time you bought a book that you just found randomly? Usually people buy books based on a referral, right? Because they don't want to waste their time and energy on bad information that doesn't work or maybe makes them worse off. So to get a good book, often we really need to be convinced of who's written it. And that's why Kindle and Audible can be a little difficult. But if you crack it, which you can, it can be a great way to make income. Also, you have to be careful not to just write a book that's a load of AI garbage, because people will get annoyed and you'll get bad reviews. Has to be good quality. Okay, 21. YouTube video editing. So I've hired editors for some videos. If you go back through my channel, you'll see some that have better editing than others. You can probably tell which ones I've paid for somebody to edit. And for those videos, I paid them £200 per video to edit 15 minutes of footage. And it was worth it for me. I was really happy with the result. Now, I don't do it every time, because I don't always think having great editing is 100% necessary. I just like to do it sometimes. Some YouTubers get an editor for every single video they have. So it can be a really good way to have repeat work from clients. Now, those are the pros. The cons of this business model is you need to be better than AI, because I can get videos edited by AI like this, and it's done so quick, and it looks pretty good. So you need to be better than the way AI can do it. Not always easy. It's manual labor. You need to get a good system in place to edit your videos. You need to get your templates done properly. All of your lower thirds, all of your color settings and sound settings need to be in templates so you can work efficiently. Otherwise you'll take 10 hours to edit a video, and you won't earn a lot. You'll be editing all day. If you hate editing, then it's not a good job for you. And you need to find clients. So you could use Upwork, Fiverr, or you could get referrals. You could do cold outreach. I get people sending me an email almost every week saying, "Hey, do you want editing services?" And sometimes it works. So that's the way to do it. Clients can be kind of unreasonable sometimes. They expect the moon and they pay you a fiver. So you want to get good quality clients who can pay for quality and they're nice to work with. All right, 22, podcast editing. So there's tons of podcasts out there. And once a podcast starts to grow, often the creators won't have time to edit it. So you could actually edit people's podcasts, package them up, maybe chuck in a load of other services, maybe do the thumbnail, the pictures, the cover, maybe do a little bit of promotional services, maybe set up the web page, the RSS feed and all that stuff, package it up as an agency. Really, really reliable way to make income. And if they keep releasing episodes every week or whatever, then you've got repeat business, right? If you just get a couple of podcasts on your roster, you've got really good income. Some podcast agencies charge like £1,000 a month for the service of editing, build the web page, do the RSS feed stuff, and everything else. Good business model. The cons, there's loads of podcast agencies out there. You've got to cut through. You need to learn how to edit podcasts well and maybe do a bit of the tech with the websites and stuff. You've got to prove that you can deliver something reliably and sustainably. So again, might have to start working cheaper and then put your prices up once you've got a little bit more reputation. Okay, what are we on to now? 23, Amazon listing agency. So look, there's a big demand for this. I've paid for this. I've paid £100 for Amazon listings. I've paid £500 for an Amazon listing. I think I've paid £800 for an Amazon listing. Big companies will definitely pay north of that for an Amazon listing. So you can find work. There's a lot of companies whose Amazon listings suck. So if you send them a message saying that this is how much you're missing out on, this is how much we could potentially increase your sales if you had a good listing, and this is our price, sooner or later someone will say, yeah, okay, let's give it a go. Boom, you've got a client. Now the cons of this is you do need to create really good listings. You know how to optimize the SEO, get the right keywords in, it's a real skill, and also it's a busy marketplace. So you're going to spend a lot of time doing cold outreach to find your clients, but it is doable. As a side note, most listing agencies just do the text, the title, the bullets, the descriptions, and the text for the photos. There's a gap in the market for a listing agency that does the photos as well. So if you offer that as a service, I'm pretty sure you're going to get some clients quite fast. Okay, 24, Amazon sponsored ads agency. So lots of businesses run sponsored ads on Amazon. Okay, so what you could do is find some of those businesses. All right, how do you do that? Well, type anything into Amazon, look who is running sponsored ads, and send them a pitch, maybe find their business email, explaining how you could make their advertising costs cheaper and their results better. Most sellers on Amazon don't utilize most of the brand advertising, the banner ads, the video ads. They don't use any of that. They just do a simple sponsored ads campaign, and yeah, it's okay, but they could optimize it way better. A lot of businesses don't even run proper manual campaigns and do enough testing. So if you can learn how to do all that stuff, you're real an asset to these sellers. The con is, you need a skill. You need to find clients, as well as per usual. A lot of cold outreach again. And you need to manage expectations. People are going to think that they'll spend, 50p on ads and they make £10 in sales. It's not going to happen. It's definitely not going to happen straight away. Even after a few months, it's going to go down to maybe 15% advertising cost of sales, maybe 10 long-term total advertising cost of sales. But it takes time. So you have to manage expectations to make sure your clients aren't disappointed. Finally, number 25, property. So look, property, making money with property, or Americans say real estate, It's the biggest business on earth, right? Look at everybody's number one personal expense in their life. It's probably going to be their mortgage or their rent. So there's huge amounts of money to be made with property, and there's a lot of ways to make money with no money down. So if you can get contracts, if you can flip them, then you don't need to put a penny in, and you can get a slice of a house sale, maybe 400,000 or 500,000. If you get 2 or 3% of that, you're doing pretty well. How many of those do you need per year to make a great income? So property is definitely a great way to build a business. There's so much to learn. There's so many strategies. It can be a bit overwhelming, but if you crack it, then it's a really good way to build wealth. And I mean, the end goal of it is to own a load of your own property, right? And that's how you start to build assets and build residual income from rent or whatever the way you're structuring your deals. The cons of property is you need to do a lot of networking. If you're not a big fan of networking, building contacts and all that stuff, probably not the business for you. You do need to learn sales, because you need to, well, either sell to the seller or the buyer, or to both if you're the middle woman, right? And you need to know the technical details, right? The details of how the contracts are structured, the legal stuff, and all the other bits and pieces of securing a property deal, right? Surveyors and all that other stuff, which gets very granular and complicated. Nevertheless, obviously a very great strategy, and could be something to go and explore. All right, look, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you grab at least one of these ideas and just go check it out. Go Google it, find some more information, and try and make it work for you. And if you do want some help building your own business, I can help you set up on Amazon and get it moving so you can replace your income. So if you want to book a call, click a link in the description. You can book an Amazon Accelerator call with me or a member of my team. We'll talk about your goals. We'll get really clear on what it is you want to build. We'll talk about how things are now, so I know where you're starting from. Do you have experience? Do you not? That's totally cool. We can put that into our plan. Then finally, we can talk about things you might need help with along the way to go from where you are now to hitting the goal. And once we've gathered all that info, it'll be much easier for us to build a plan together to help you hit the goals. And if you want some help to implement that plan, we can talk about how that works. So click the link, book in a call, we'll have a chat. Thanks so much for watching this video. Click subscribe, click like if you liked it, leave a comment about which one of these you're going to go and implement, and I'll catch you very soon.